Lonnie Sue Johnson is an artist who has contracted viral encephalitis. Johns Hopkins University researchers Barbara Landau and Michael McCloskey are studying her work and the artist in an effort to unlock the secrets of the creative brain.
Near the end of 2007, Lonnie Sue came down with a viral encephalitis infection. And in this kind of infection, a virus may enter a nerve somewhere in the body, say on the face, and actually travel through the nerve fiber to the brain where it attacks the nerve cells there in the brain. And in Lonnie Sue's case, she ended up with devastating damage on both sides of her brain to a structure called the hippocampus, which is central to forming new memories.
Before the onset of encephalitis, Lonnie Sue's illustrations appeared in numerous prominent publications. Now, with the support of her family, she is using art to move forward in the aftermath of a devastating illness.
The art before her illness was completely visual, but also sort of layers and layers of details and cleverness. Afterwards, when she began to produce art, she actually based her art more on words. And you have to ask yourself, well, why was it that she was using the words now as sort of the entree? And part of the answer probably is that she lost a lot. She's quite amnesic. But what remains is her vocabulary. She has a very, very strong vocabulary.
With her memory severely impacted, Lonnie Sue has retained a facility with words, posing fascinating questions about the nature of imagination, creativity, and the brain.
This may be one of the surprising things from the study. Some of the areas of Lonnie Sue's brain on the left side that have been damaged are thought by some researchers to be crucial for word knowledge, and it may be that they're not. I think if we were to make a map of the brain that showed what parts of the brain were important for art, it will be pretty much the whole brain. And so it's a very complex thing to sort out.
Lonnie Sue's art will be on display at the Walters Art Museum in Baltimore, September through December, in a unique exhibition called Puzzles of the Brain, An Artist's Journey Through Amnesia.
I was chatting with Gary Viken, who's the director of the Walters Art Museum, and I told him about the Lonnie Sue case, of the science that we were doing as well as the complete recovery art portfolio, and I asked him whether he'd be interested in partnering to have an exhibit, and he was very enthusiastic and thought it was a great idea.
Lonnie Sue Johnson, who's the subject of this journey through amnesia, and the subject of this show and our art is so powerful, so compelling, that Hopkins, the Walters, and Lonnie Sue all meet on the turf of a small but exquisite exhibition space.
Lonnie Sue Johnson and her work provide insights into the synergies between art and science.
You know, if we think that creativity has to be rooted in what we know about ourselves or what we remember about ourselves, that clearly is not the case.
This kind of research is kind of like a detective story where instead of planning out a whole series of experiments in advance, we're working here with an experiment of nature in a way, something that's happened due to a really tragic illness, but it's very interesting scientifically, and we have to try to understand the clues nature is giving us here.